up life too quick. Ride around my new lemonade, my
This lens for the Fuji, the Micro Four Thirds Sony E-mount, is probably the best lens I've ever tested in its price range. It's a little bit of a catch. What's going on, guys? I hope we're all well, staying healthy. My name's Jason Morris, and today we're going to be talking about this lens right here. Now, this is the PerGear 25mm f1.8 lens. Before we get started, let's see what's inside. So this thing here is the PerGear lens. It's a 25mm focal length, and it's a complete metal design with a smooth aperture ring and a nice smooth focus ring on the front. Let's check a little bit about what is in this bad boy. So this lens has a decent aperture of f1.8 to f16. It also features 12 blades, which gives you nice rounded bokeh, and has a minimum focusing distance of 20 centimeters, and the filter thread is 43 millimeters. So let's display some of the images that this thing has produced on the A6400. So this lens is probably one of the sharpest lenses I've used specifically for this price. Like, it is ridiculously cheap. I think it's about 69 US at the moment. That's crazy, crazy cheap. But there is one minor caveat, and that pretty much is its manual focusing. Now, if you can get over the manual focusing, that is perfectly fine. It also, because it is a complete manual lens, that means you have to change the aperture directly on the lens and not on your camera. So it does slow things down a little bit, but that is perfectly fine if you get used to it. Specifically, if you do actually use a lot of vintage lenses, this will actually be really good for you guys. But let's see if this lens is sharp from edge to edge, and we'll also check the distortion as well. Okay, so we dive into the A6400 image at f1.8, and in the center it seems to be quite sharp. It's a little bit less of contrast, and it's quite soft right in the corners there. Now we stop it down to f2.8, and we go into the middle, and we can see it's really tack sharp there, good contrast. And we come out to the sides, and the sharpness has become a little bit better. Stop it down to f4, and we go straight back into the middle again, and it's still really tack sharp in the middle there, high contrast, and it's a lot sharper in the corners with better contrast. Now we stop it down to f8, and it still maintains its nice sharpness in the middle, and it's definitely a lot sharper in the corners. Now at f16, we're expecting a little bit of diffraction there, so it's lost its contrast, a little bit of sharpness has been lost. And surprisingly, it's really sharp and contrasty in the corners. That's very strange for diffraction. You can see there, it's actually a lot sharper and a lot contrasty than the center. But overall, it's a really good performance from this lens. Now we have a look at the focus breathing from minimum focusing distance to infinity focusing distance. And you can see there actually is a little bit of focus breathing there. So if you are a video shooter, you may actually notice some of this when you do shoot some videos and you go from close to far. So the PerGear 25mm manual lens is a damn good lens. You can't ask for anything better for this price. I mean, it does show a little bit of softness in the corners, but the center sharpness is brilliantly sharp throughout the full aperture range. Now, I would highly recommend this lens if you were after a super cheap budget lens with a nice wide aperture. You know, you got to pair this with a nice quality APS-C camera like the A6400, and you have a really good combination. But anyway, guys, I hope you found this useful. Please hit that like button if you could. Comment below if you are thinking about getting this lens, or if you have this lens, let us know what you think of these things. Do you use vintage lenses? I'd really like to know if you use vintage lenses. I don't really know many people use vintage lenses. But yeah, comment below. That would be absolutely amazing. Anyway, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you already haven't. Obviously, hit that bell notification so you can be notified when my next videos come out, guys. My name's Chase Morris, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, let's get it.
Live it up, life too quick. Ride around my new Lemonade, my Kanye.